All right. Let's see how this looks. Can you guys hear me? Great. No echo? I have two audios going. I can hear it. I just have like a Miele coffee maker. You put beans in there. I don't know what coffee beans are in there. My quality is not the best. Yeah, I know. Slight echo. I have. Is that better? Better or worse? Better or worse? Is that better? Better. All right, I'm assuming this is working. I don't know. Perfect. All right, great. All right, got a little bit of a shadow here, but I'm ready to start. Let's jump into it. All right, so this is a 9x12 drawing of Omega Red by an artist named Sedat Ozgen. Some of you might be familiar with his work. If someone could drop a link, can the mods drop a link to his work? Sedat, and then last name Odegan, I believe. There you go. Anyway, really good guy, talented artist. He's Turkish, but he lives in Germany. I've known him for many years, and he's helped me out on a couple different occasions on just weird non-comic book kind of stuff. And I said, like, hey, is there anything I could do for you? And he said, like, hey, could you ink one of my pieces? And so this is, and I told him, like, keep it loose. Like, you don't need to do anything super tight. In fact, I would say as an inker, the tighter the pencils, the less kind of fun it is. It feels more like work because you have to make sure that if someone puts all that work into a drawing, you want, in pencils, you want, as an inker, you want to replicate that work. You can't just simplify it or cast a shadow on like background detail and say, there's an infamous story of, like, I want to say Vinnie Coletta, an inker back in the day. He was an inker that in the Silver Age that Marvel would turn to when there was a really bad deadline, and I think there was like a Jack Kirby panel, and it was these characters on a beach, and Jack had drawn all these beachgoers and beach umbrellas and background detail, and Vinny, he just didn't have time. He had to like crank out this issue like overnight or something, or over a weekend. And the story goes that he basically just drew a large beach ball in the foreground, obliterating like half the panel altogether. So anyway, all right, so I'm going to draw a very large beach ball right here, and maybe the modern day beach ball is like rocks in the foreground and smoke or something, right? That Vinny was onto something, right? So anyway, this is Omega Red. It's got enough detail there where I can really do the work. I do see nipplage, and I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on. So that, like, if this is like a drawing for your personal files or what's going on, but I don't think he was topless. I don't. Maybe this is a Chippendale version of. Oh, yeah. Okay. Good morning, PJ Bicer. Lord 7th 92, what happened to your finger? Happened last night. It's pretty gross. I bought like this folding kind of hunting knife. I don't know why. I like to go out in the woods. I think I'll go camping a lot more. So I have this hunting knife, this foldable thing, like it's in this plastic, container that's impossible to open. So I finally open it up. You know, I could have used the hunting knife to open the package. And it's unfolded, and my fingers just grazed along the edge of the knife, and it was sharp as hell, and immediately like blood started gushing out, and I had to hold apply pressure, as they say, for about half an hour. All right, all right. I'm gonna pull up some. So you guys have checked out Sedat's Instagram page. He's a guy that I've known for a long time, and someone who aspired to become a comic book artist and has broken through and is finding his way. So that's exciting. All right, so I'm gonna do some Google Omega Red Marvel. Obviously, a villain I created back in the day. I think X-Men number 4, first appearance. Some people say it's like X-Men 1 because there's a poster with him in it, but come on. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to add some pencil lines to this. So I know that the how's everyone doing, by the way? It's nutty out there, isn't it? Oh. Okay, got that, and then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Make sure I can see this. Yeah. What day is today? Today's the 11th. There'll be at least one more stream, probably one more stream. That will be the annual sort of Christmas or holiday giveaway stream, I think. So, so join us for that. All right. Looks like you gave him like kind of a different helmet. Like, gave him like this boxing thing. All right, it's good enough. I can start. Ooh, are these glasses or are these? Yeah, these are glasses. Sometimes the glasses lying around this room that just kind of cut blue light. But this actually allows me to see what I'm drawing. You say Klughaus. Is that correct? Stimmt? Hand camera is frozen. You're right, it is. Why would that be? That is a first. That has never happened. I'm looking for suggestions. Try changing scenes. All right, let's try this. Okay, let's go. Go back. All right, that didn't seem to do anything. Okay. Let's just deactivate and reactivate. That seems to have done it, correct? Yeah, all right. A little bit of magic. Okay, I got a 5. What do I have? What tools do I have here? This is a thicker tip. Another 5, 10, even thicker. And something a little thinner than a 5. Uh-oh, 5, very thin. Here's a 1, alright. Let's see what we have. A 2, getting closer. An 8, that's thicker. Here's another 2. 2s are good. And here's another wedge. Oh, here's a flat wedge. Okay, got it. Alright. I always start with the face. Should I zoom in a little closer? I feel like I should. You don't need to see this keyboard. There you go. Alright. Oh, and you can't see it. My ink. Great. Does that help? Alright, 1 second. Does that help? Now if I turn this way. So many moving parts. No, that didn't help. I think it would help if I went. How do I clear this angle? What happened? You know what it is? Usually it's on my left side. Well, yeah. Oh. All right, 1 second. Let's try something here. All right, all right, all right. I'm back. It must have felt like it was half an hour. Okay. When it rains, I'm learning so much from the stream. Shouldn't you be in church? All right. I think Sedat has joined us. Sedat Ozgen. Forgive me. PJ Beiser, I need to get back on this. That'll be my New Year's resolution. Anyway, let's go ahead and start. I can talk and hopefully talk. So now you can actually see, hopefully, what I'm doing. Sedat, are you here? Wo bist du, mein Freund? Hmm. It is Omega Red. Sedat, did you create new headgear, or maybe there was headgear that was created after I left the book 30 years ago? How dare they introduce something different? What happened to Sedat? I saw him earlier before. Give him a Santa hat. I did the design. Sorry, Jim. Okay, got it. And did you leave it rough like this because I asked you to? I can't remember. Or did you want to challenge me? Is that what's going on? Emmanuel, piano playing in the background. Are you saying that's good or bad? That's Jackson, our 9-year-old son. He actually has a passion for it. Every other kid hates playing piano. Jackson will wake up 7 in the morning, start playing. It's a good alarm clock. And the best is it's always the same song. So if you love it, you get to hear it every day. Right? Sedat. Sedat, can you change your name color from green to like blue? Dark blue or something? The light green is just, it's very faint on my screen. And I'm an old man, so. Sedat, how did you know to like tune in? Did someone contact you? How do I fix that? Keine Ahnung, mein Freund. You know, I haven't drawn in a while. So it's very odd inking someone else's work. Kind of like someone else's pencils are a prompt, for your own sort of pencils, right? Or inks. So even as I'm watching this, it's unusual, huh? The process of drawing itself. There we go. Zidane Live? How come the green is faint? Don't you use dark mode on Twitch? I do not. Don't judge. Alright. So I changed the headgear that you had, Sadat. I didn't realize that was your own design. And that is like one of the unusual things. If you've ever had your work inked by someone else and they change something, it's like, are you saying what I penciled was bad? You didn't like it? I guess in a way it is, kind of, right? Like if you gave your super tight pencils to an inker and they changed everything about it, you'd be like, wait, this is passive aggressive. Do you hear Christmas carols in the background now? Charleston, first time chatter. Are those, no, it's the pencils of someone that's in stream, a pro artist. He did these roughs, rough pencils, and I said I would ink it online. His name is Sedat Ozgen. Ozgen. So I'm actually just drawing structure right now, but in my mind I'm already going, okay, when am I gonna go heavy on the shadows? Where am I gonna crosshatch? Right. How you guys feeling out there? It's been a while. If you don't do something for a while, get tenuous about it. You get trepidatious. Is that the word? I don't know. It's like, oh, streaming again. But now once you do it, it's like riding a bike. It's like, okay. I'll sit inside this room and talk to myself for a couple hours. People hurl invectives and insults and Fubar Snafu 5. I feel happy inside. Well, we can fix that. Deadline inker. I'm feeling aggressively short the stock market. Interesting. A lot of rain last night. Punker 13, right? Crazy, huh? Last night was just steady downpour. Say Mega Red is a very sort of manga anime look. The hair, the grafted on cybernetics. This was created 30 years ago, mind you. This would be hard for me to explain what I'm doing via, like if this were a draw along or something, you know? Because I'm making and drawing kind of at the same time. So sometimes I'm concerned about the quality, the thickness of the line. But most of the time I'm going, okay, I gotta create this detail here. I'm gonna black it out in this area here. All right. So just sort of darkening up shapes and lines and stuff like that. Oh, you know, before we go any further, I want to acknowledge we have some mods in the house. Forgive me. I saw crispy egg roll and Poop Kid. PK. I don't know if Kirihiko is in the house. I see Superhero Swimmer Art. Congratulations on your graduation. Since someone mentioned it, about the nose, Sedat, since you're here, I do feel the nose is, like when I drew Omega Red, I gave him a very small nose, even a smaller nose in comparison to the rest of the size of his face, proportionally, to give him more of a feral look. Even a smaller nose than like Wolverine in relationship to the rest of his head. So I've been trying to chip away at it. I don't want to like break your style. You know, your own proportions are kind of like what goes into, you know, how big your eyes, how offset they are from one another. These are all sort of very personal stylistic decisions. But I did just scooch it up just a little bit. And then I'm just telling you what's kind of going through my head as I do it. And then I felt like the chin, for the angle that we're looking at it, looked very like small. Personally, I like my men with like smaller noses and bigger chins. That would be a weird, like, quote, or maybe that's the title of my autobiography. Daniel J. Newman. Exactly. Ooh la la. Someone doing something that needs good luck. Darth 1 jar, 2 jar. I have to scroll up. I hear the Christmas music in the background. Yeah, there's a holiday party for one of the things I have. Sedat Ozgen. I have a small chin and a big nose. You know, that's funny, but it's also very true. As artists, like, what do we see the most? right? Ourselves. And so you almost can't help but be influenced by your own proportions. Although, Sadat, you're a handsome man. Not that having a big nose and a small chin isn't handsome, but I really, you know, to see goes out. To see good house. I can't even say it. Anyway, so when I first started drawing, my characters are super short. Their legs, the proportion of the legs, because that's what mine looked like. And it wasn't until like my best friend from high school like pointed that out to me, and I was offended. A, that he criticized my work, but B, that he thought my legs were short. But you know what? He was right. And ever since then, I've drawn very long legs. Too long sometimes. Right? So, what does that mean? That means good advice can come from anywhere. And being handsome has its benefits. So I'm told. The party's not till much later. Dress rehearsal, I think. And yeah, so people tend to draw characters that look like themselves. And I always say that applies whether it's a male character or a female character. I always like to joke that, I use myself as reference for both the jacked up, muscular men as well as the females, women. Okay. Getting there. Also, when I kind of pencil ink at the same time, the work looks more like the 60 for 60 sketches I did back in the day. A little scratchier. If I'm inking something that's been fully penciled, it's just going to look more polished, I guess, in terms of the line work, but it might not quite have the same level of energy. Detail. All right. Let's make sure I'm drawing upside down for a second. Make sure that things are symmetrical, as I think they should be, but are not. I just noticed something, yes. See how it... I'm going to fix that white omega. It's not the best right here. And I've got to make sure that this band structure on the forehead is correct. So I'm going to go in and white out and fix that symbol. I'm darkening the headband, but I'm still trying to leave highlights here and here, which is where they would fall. Yes. How's that look? Jorge G4277. Jim, what is your favorite Christmas movie to watch? There is a movie called Love Actually. I consider it a Christmas movie. It's not for all audiences. So if you have young kids, I would not recommend sitting down with hot apple cider and your holiday PJs. Nothing crazy risque, but it's just there's one scene with one of the characters from I think The Hobbit in a compromising position. But it's hilarious. Hugh Grant is fantastic in it. Like, it's got an all-star ensemble cast, and I've seen it many, many times. And it was a movie that was introduced to me by my wife. I had never heard of this movie, and it had been out for many, many. I needless to say, I didn't watch a lot of rom-coms before I started dating her. Okay. Well, I'm looking online. Someone created a graphic of, oh gosh, who's the actor that played Green Goblin? Willem Dafoe, and they made him look like Omega Red. Like, ooh, that's freaky looking. Looks pretty good. Oh, someone's messaging me. 1 second. All right. Things I have to clean up before people arrive. That is the one nice thing about having get-togethers or parties at your house. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this as well, but it forces you to clean up your house. House looks pretty good when you know, declutter it. Kind of see it through other people's eyes. Kind of appreciate what you have. House actually gets very clean, very helpful. Yeah, so I always sort of joke with my wife we should have a party every 2 weeks. Because you know what happens is just boxes come in every day, whether it's comics or whatever. And man, it just I almost need like a warehouse just to store everything before I introduce my house. And I've thrown away a ton of stuff. I've Marie Kondoed this place. Bags and boxes of clothes and junk, and more is coming in than is going out for sure. Never ending battle. It's just this consumeristic mindset that I cannot shake. It's the power of advertising. It's like, oh, I see something that's cool. I'll get it. And I don't think about who asked the questions that need to be asked, which is A, do I really need it? B, will it bring me joy? C, do I have room for it? D, do I have the money and the wherewithal to maintain it? Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you buy something nice, but if you have to maintain it, if you have a car, a nice sports car you don't drive that often, you gotta put a trickler on it. You gotta keep air in the tires. You gotta start it up every now and then. Blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And first world problems, right? Humble brags, whatever. I don't know what you call it, but I just need to be more thoughtful in my decision making. Jeremy L. Joe, my mother-in-law loves to clean my place when she comes. So I don't even bother cleaning now. That's good. It makes people feel like, I don't know, useful. Like, I want to clean up other people's stuff. I just want to clean up my own. Right? Okay, can you guys see this okay? Here, this is true up on the angle. I like it. It has a little bit of a Joker vibe to me. And that's from Sedat. Die Hard's a good Christmas movie. Anyway. Sadat, do you want him topless? I don't mean to put you on the spot. Sadat's yes, very topless, very ripped. Can you have like that one vein that goes along like the pec here? Elf is a funny movie. That's one of my family's favorites. KB Bradshaw, Jim just doesn't want to draw clothes. Well, there's that. Said, yes, haha, nervous laughter. Yes, okay, all right, let's go straight to the nipplage. All right. I saw VZA in the house, so I think VZA should title this "How to Draw Nipples." Right? Okay. Wait, does he have a tattoo on his chest? Is that what's going on? Speak to me. I feel like we should have conferred. I do have sort of I pride myself in having a PG-13 stream. I don't want to get, I don't want to post this on Instagram and I get suspended, you know what I'm saying? Give him some whiskers. Got it. I think it's like it's almost like a brand is the way I'm going to treat it. So it's all about branding. It's like you think a bat symbol, a yellow bat symbol is cool. Look at this. I branded this omega symbol. Does anyone know if the Russians even use Cyrillic? Is that the right word I'm looking for? Like Greek symbols? They even know what an omega is? I should have asked myself this 30 years ago. There was no internet back then. Ryco Arts. Did Jim create Omega Red? I sure did with Brandon Troy. The other thing with Omega Red skin, it's very desiccated. And by desiccated, I mean it's just really dried out. So thumbs up, Sedat. Look at Yo Jimbo 007. There's no simple tip to suddenly make you better. You want people to just draw. Draw everything. 100%. 1000%. Wow. Stone Cold Snake 316. Super generous. Throwing out the subs. Alright, so that's going to go mostly black there. I'm just making sure these are somewhat what's the word I'm looking for? Symmetrical? Just need to have the same look. And by the same look, I mean sort of the shape of these arcs, the length of this. There we go. Cassis Brook is the Superman symbol the hardest to draw? No, it's actually very easy. It's two fish sort of passing each other. Once you learn that kind of trick, that's every time I draw it. That's what kind of goes through my head. So, all right, now let's see. Does he have hairy arms? No, he does not. Okay. I'm gonna go. Okay, let's see. He's a little narrow in the waist, Sedat, so I'm gonna pump him up. I always saw him as a bigger, burlier guy. Again, stylistic choices. But I'm just gonna nudge it a little bit in that direction. And then with this hand, it's the tendril comes out of this area, so he's got to have. Okay. I'm going to turn the tips down with your permission. I was up late last night playing a game. I went to the Game Awards, which was really cool. Never been before. Very fun event. Amazing graphics. But it kind of got me thinking about some of my favorite games, and so I dug up. It's a simulator now for a for modern Macs because this is such an old game. But Civilization 2, number 2. Probably definitely my favorite of the Civ games, but so much fun. Obviously, it's just a strategy game, but just I love how it emulates history and how advances change. The military, social, political, cultural power of the different countries, empires, civilizations in the game. Super thoughtful, super smart, super fun, engaging game. I don't know if anyone else has ever played it. Gambit 0518. Now, there were a ton of people. I don't even know how I would have even found Joe afterwards. I didn't even know there was an after party. Of course there's going to be an after party. What am I, a moron? But I thought it was going to be a lot shorter than it ended up being because I googled like how long is this, or like where to get a babysitter and everything. So I'm beefing up this arm set up. So yeah. Gambit 0518. Yeah. One thing I did notice, it's like if I wasn't super familiar with the game, it seems like there's a trend of these games that are really just very cryptic. Like you don't know they're just kind of, they're not even horror. They're just kind of, there's a lot of apocalyptic, sort of games. And I'm just like going like, these are like visions of hellscape or, end of times. Like to actually experience that in one's life, that'd be awful. But I do like the thoughts that were going through my head is it's amazing what the human brain can imagine. What if this was someone's real reality? These crazy pyrotechnic, explosions, battles. I mean, just insane. Like it's like if you watch like League of Legends, like the screen just explode of all these like. Imagine if that were real, like some other world out there having these crazy magic battles. What if that was someone's reality? That's, I don't know if it's a normal thought to have, but that's what goes through my head when I see graphics online. And then if I saw something where I felt like it's almost like they used a tool to create the world, like it wasn't handcrafted, they just like waterfall, horse, and it just outputs this thing, right? Okay. I feel like this leg is going out a little too far, given the bend. Right. So I would encourage you to Sedat sometimes maybe. As I know this is a rough, you would have fixed it right. So is to draw through your shapes. Especially when they're overlapping like that. Okay. Now the question is, where is he? I'm going to put him inside a rejuvenation pod, which is sort of his default home base, that where he gets reprogrammed for every mission and sort of healed if he takes massive damage. And he's got these tubes up here. And see how that tube, if you think about it being flat, right, like that, but it's not. It's actually going in space like this. So here's the front. And so as it goes back, the proportions have to change, right? The distance between lines have to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So it's important to do that. You can go black there if you want it. Hey, proper artist, welcome in. Good to see you. Feel clean. Could use a rejuvenation pod myself. Feel clean. I'm curious. How did you come up with that moniker? Are you in the soap business? The sundries? Hello, Voodoo Magic 5. Okay. Here we go. PJ Beister. My favorite part of art is what the artist chooses to do organically, so I'm not into AI stuff. I want to do a comic book using an AI engine. It'd be interesting because I know that I would output kind of what I prompted it, and then I'd probably Gotham City background and see what you got. And then rather than saying put, Batman swing across Gotham City and just having to deal with whatever it horribly outputs, just get the Gotham City, and then I could, on a layer, draw Batman on top. Save me a ton of time. So it's a thing where I wouldn't make every panel just AI output and just do a super. I think it would just be almost like an assistant. So, if I were doing a Batcave shot, I would type in Batcave and output 4 or 5 different expressions, and then if there was one that was cool, I'd grab it and then I would just basically paint over it. or add to it. That way I'm adding kind of my own visual direction, and I'm curating the images, and art directing it. That counts for a lot. So I don't necessarily, it's no big deal. It's kind of like, wow, we all have phones on our hello. We all have cameras on our phones, but I would argue that 80% of the people out there take pretty crappy pictures, right? And 20%, or maybe 15% take really good pictures, and then maybe 5% take amazing photos, right? There are programs where I can create music with having no musical ability or understanding of it. How good is it? You know what I'm saying? That said, I haven't really dug into it, but I should. I should. I'm going to. Mark my words. I'm going to do it. But I think if I say I'm going to do it, people will be prejudiced. I even saw some people like, no, don't do it. Like, it's like every time I post about NFTs, people like freak out. It's the most controversial thing out there. More so than even like the Snyder Cut or, any of these other Comicsgate, whatever. Like NFTs, oh my God, we can all unite around the fact that NFTs and crypto is horrible, whatever. As an artist, I like to think I'm fairly open-minded. I try to be creative, and being creative is not about like, how do I draw this hand? I mean, it can be, but it's also really about kind of, are there other ways to draw this hand? What is a hand? I think part of being an artist is being open to new ideas, because that's where you generate something novel or innovative or interesting. Yes? How do you feel? Click on the subscribe button, whatever. If you agree. If you don't agree, block away. I think people are upset because crypto and NFTs took a lot of energy. But if you do your research, it's not as much, and they've sort of already mitigated for that, against that. Hello from Turkey. Deadlining going to cost jobs. People need to start lobbying Congress. Is deadlining? Are you having like a whole separate economic crisis conversation in chat? Is that what's going on? I don't care. I mean, it's your time. For sure, there will be some sort of, there's consequences, right? You can't print up that much extra money and just give it out freely and not expect it to mess with your economy. I mean, just come on. What's interesting about NFTs is that the most successful ones are they're like kind of controlling money supply, right? There's M1. I don't know. It was a long time ago. It's been a while since I've studied this, but there's different money that the feds control, and it's like M1, M2, or something like that. And basically, by controlling how much there is, it affects our interest rates, inflation, and they just blew out all like that kind of regulatory or control during the pandemic. Deadline anchor. I'm working on a shorting strategy right now. I know you've been talking about it stream all. Rather market goes up, but I have to do what I have to do. You don't have to. I mean, shorting stocks it's risky. Obviously, it pays off well. It's sort of like betting against the house in like a card or like a craps or something. I've never bought puts or calls or any of that stuff. I should, but man, it's risky. You gotta pay attention. You can't just like buy and hold and just wait. I'm just fully invested in AMC right now. That's like all my money's in AMC right now. Is that a good idea? KB Bradshaw, what a guy troll. Uh, yes. I don't, for the record, I'm not a financial analyst. I own no shares of AMC stock. It's all in GameStop. Jagged Schwisser, have you heard of this company, FTX, of course? Yeah, big news. I don't know any shares of Porsche, no. I own like boring stocks like Amazon and Apple. Uh, Roblox, I bought that when it went public. It's gone down. Everything's kind of gone down. The market was on absolute fire. Everything. Real estate, cars, comics, original art, watches, wines, liquor. I mean, everything was on fire. Like liquor was hard to find. It's super expensive. It's crazy. Even art supplies. Do you guys remember that? Like everyone decided that they were going to get into watercolor, I think, and then all of a sudden, like watercolor supplies were all gone. It's like whoa. Thank you, Suresti. I do see real possibilities for AI art. But even this thing this trend, the, what was it, Lenza, I think, a lot of people were posting it. So I checked it out. Like, dude, all this it's just a filter. It's taking a photo and it's just like applying a very complicated filter to it. But if you don't give it the right image, the results aren't that great. Like, it's not something where you take that and go like, okay, I'll do a whole comic book using this tool. It's just not going to work. But boy, for a very quick, interesting sort of self-portrait painting, like it's great. Like if anyone ever asks again for like, hey, can you draw me? I'm like, oh, I always said no because A, I'm not great with likenesses, and B, it's it's a lot to do for free, or even if you get paid, I feel horrible like charging a friend. But right now, if you want a portrait, I'll hook you up in 5 seconds flat. Send me a photo. Bo Bradshaw, dropping the knowledge. The facts, hashtag facts. AI doesn't output at resolutions or quality that are especially useful as a raw end product. Too. Correct. Correct. But I feel like that's not the hurdle, right? Like outputting it at a higher res. Yeah, it will though. Yeah. Who's to say that we aren't, like our brains aren't AI? We're just like slow, like our processing speed's slow. We can't. I can't. I see it in my head. I can't. It takes me a while to output it. Whatever. Bo actually uses the app Midjourney. You know what? I'm gonna spend a little time over Christmas or the holiday break and work on some Midjourney stuff. I will share it with you guys. Maybe I'll do it live. Yes, let's do that next stream. All right. This brings me to the end of this stream. It's another half semi-finished piece. I think I've got like a little stack of them, but thanks for the company. I think it's stream's partly about art, partly about creativity, partly about watching something getting drawn, but I think it's also just an opportunity to get together and talk about economics, AI art, cleaning your house. Anyway, unfortunately, I need to run. I'm meeting someone for like a brunch, but the next stream, last stream of the year, we will have giveaways. I will complete these images. So check out the Discord channel for more information when that's happening. Please thank our mods. We have Poop Kid and Crispy Egg Roll in the house. They really take care of us during streams, but also in between. So okay, and we're gonna do a raid. We'd like to go do a raid on someone else here. I can't open Discord on my laptop. My daughter use this computer. She games in Korean, so I can't even. I think I logged her out. I can't log in. I gotta like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there should be an easy button to replace the language. It can't be in the language I don't know. Is there anyone that works for Discord? Please help me. Right? Okay. What am I looking for? Oh, Discord. Oh, I'm going to plug for 60 under 60, whatever, 60 for 60, the sketchbook I did. You see that there. All right. All right. We're going to go rate another creative on this platform. Thank you all for tuning in. Please join me as we go check this out. Here we go. Yeah, it's like a virtual pirate ship. We're all going to jump on board. I'll take a photo of this and share it on the Discord channel too. You can check it out. Right? It's weird. Like the screen's shaking just a little bit and I'm not moving. Am I bumping in? You know what? I think I'm bumping into the camera. So I apologize. I've probably been doing that all stream. There we go. Voila. Okay, I'll catch you guys later.